Hey guys, this is Euphadora, and I am playing a visual novel today, cause why not? And I'm excited. It's about a girl named Lynn. She's a teenager, and being a teenager is hard. So without further ado, let's begin, shall we? Ding! Oh. When I regain consciousness, I realize I'm in a public bathroom. But it's not a normal public bathroom. What happened to me? The bathroom seems to extend outwards forever, infinitely, like an optical illusion. The dim light bulbs are suspended on flimsy plastic strings. They gutter in and out intermittently, unsure of themselves. My head feels heavy. Why does it hurt so much? Oh, I'm feeling a little stressed out here. I sigh and hold a hand against my temple. I can feel it pulsing beneath my fingertips. Gross. Human bodies really are gross. There are bags of flesh that contain all sorts of stuff. Bones and blood and guts and goo, with hearts that beat and lungs that shudder, and bladders filled up with amber urine. Thinking about it makes me want to dig my fingernails deep into my skin and dig it all out. But I bet that would look gross too. Maybe I should pull my eyes out first, so I don't need to see all the blood as it splatters on the tiles. But if I know anything about biology, which I don't, I'm rubbish at school, blood doesn't stay red for very long. When it's exposed to the air, it oxidizes, I think, and then it starts to turn brown. Then it turns black. I try to imagine what it would look like if this endless, dingy bathroom was stained with my blood. I don't feel anything in particular. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel bad. Maybe that's because it hasn't actually happened. It's nothing more than a silly fantasy. My head is still hurting. Okay, what the heck kind of tangent was that? That was really weird. Kind of disturbing. Just a little creepy. My footsteps fall against the floor. When did I start walking? I don't know. I feel like I've been walking for years. The walls and the floor and the stalls and the sinks and the dryers and the bins and the mirrors continue to repeat over and over again in a loop. A stuck videotape. We still have some of Jazz's old videotapes from when she was a kid. It's mostly Disney stuff. Cinderella and Snow White. My parents aren't too well off, so we had to make do with our battered old VCR long after DVD players became the norm. Our VCR was like a monster. It made horrible noises whenever you put a tape in there, and it had cannibalistic tendencies. It liked to spit out tapes with the film reels leaking out. When I was young, it used to scare me a little. Lots of things scare me. I turn my head, glancing this way and that. There are 5 sinks lined up neatly against with wall. Why do these games have so many taboos? Okay, to be fair, this is the first one I've seen. Or grammatical issues, I should say. Okay. There are 5 sinks lined up neatly against the wall, complete with silvery taps and soap dispensers. Somebody's stolen a roll of toilet paper and left it soaking in one of the basins. The paper flops limply over the side of the bowl. It's a bit sad. The taps are turned off, but water still drips from their faulty heads. They're leaking. The lone roll of loo paper is starting to turn soft. It's collapsing in on itself like something rotten. I keep walking. I walk past the sinks. At least, I think I walk past the sinks, but when I turn my head, I can see them again, right in the corners of my eyes. 5 sinks, chipped and cracked, with soap dispensers and that same roll of toilet paper lying in the rightmost basin. The roll of paper is still being waterboarded by the faulty tap. I walk by, trying to ignore it, but when I glance to my right once more, there it is again. 5 sinks, 5 basins. 1 roll of toilet paper, decomposing slowly. The toilet paper looks worse every time I see it. White paper begins to flake away from the cardboard skeleton. It melts away. I feel like I'm melting away too. I don't know how long I've been walking. My feet are crammed inside my shoes. My toes are pushed up unpleasantly against the tips so they rub red raw. That's when I realize I'm wearing my old white heels from Aunt Shirley's wedding. Not her last wedding. The wedding before that. I must have been 9 or 10 back then. I'm 15 now, and my feet have done a fair bit of growing. No wonder these shoes hurt so much. My feet weren't made for them. Not the feet I have right now, at any rate. Why am I wearing them? It hurts. But I keep walking. I can't not keep walking. I'm afraid something bad will happen if I stop. Suddenly, alarmingly, I'm aware that I'm not alone. There's something behind me. But I don't know what that something is. I look back over my shoulder. My breath catches in my throat. Everything has been swallowed up by a musty, impenetrable darkness. The darkness smells like the inside of a walk-in wardrobe that hasn't been walked into in a very long time. I tremble. My footsteps strike against the tiles over and over. My heart beats inside my chest. It knocks against my ribcage. My feet hurt. They hurt so much. I think they've started to bleed. Sores and blisters run along the backs of my feet. I can feel welts in the grooves between my toes. They're all bursting. Give it time and my blood will turn burgundy, then dark red, then black. Aren't burgundy and dark red the same thing? Everything in here is the same. Everything repeats over and over again. The light bulb, the stalls, the sinks, the taps, the toilet paper, the dryers and the tiles and the mirrors and the mirrors? There's something strange about the mirrors. But no, it isn't the mirrors. It's the girl inside them. My white shoes slosh when I come to a halt. Everything smells. It smells of mold and urine and my own bodily fluids. But the girl who looks back at me in the mirror, her fingers gripping the rim of the sink so tightly the knuckles turn white, isn't me. I stare. She stares back. Questions run through my head. Where am I? How did I get here? What is this place? I was me when I first started walking, I think, but the more I walked in these 2 small shoes, the less like me I became. I started to change. I just didn't realize it. Not until I saw myself in the mirrors. This girl... I reach forwards. My fingers brush the surface of a mirror. It's sticky, and it makes me feel sick. But my feet are sticky too, so it doesn't matter. The girl looks like me. She has the same hair, the same eyes, the same nose, the same ears, and the same lips. But she isn't me. My muscles tense beneath her skin. Her face responds. It smiles when I smile and frowns when I frown. This face is mine. But I know it isn't. It can't be. I'm not her. She's not me. Lynn? When I speak, an alien voice comes from my mouth. My breath catches in my throat. And then I feel something brush against the back of my neck. There's nothing in the mirror. But there's something behind me. I don't know what it is, but I know it's something cold. Even colder than the roll of toilet paper soaking in the sink on the far right. I don't know how long it's been soaking for. I don't know how long I've been here. I don't know how long I've been her. I don't know anything really, but I do know that this is it. The end. There'll be no more repetitions. No more walls and floor and stalls and sinks and dryers and bins and mirrors. There's just me. Me in the darkness and the bad thing that lurks within it. Behind me. Breathing against my neck. Welcome home, Lynn, it seems to say, with invisible teeth encrusted with algae. We missed you. But that's not fair. They've got the wrong girl. I'm not her. I'm not. I'm not Lynn. Hey, that was pretty cool. I liked the dialogue. Oh, the sound is distracting. Yes, I got mad that there was one grammatical issue, but besides that, that was really fun to read. I enjoyed that. That was creepy and fun, and so far so good. Let's keep going. So it looks like we just woke up from a nightmare, because Jas is talking to us. I'm guessing she's a sister. Hey, Squirt. Rough night? I root through the bread bin, unearthing the last 2 slices of Warburton's half and half. I'm feeling stressed out. No! Nah, it's only 60%. I'm fine. Naturally, they're the crusts. The cast-offs nobody wants. I glare at Jas. She's sitting at the kitchen table, eating her own slices of toast. Not the crusts. She saved those for me. Oh, thanks a lot. No problem, honey. Why are you so selfish? I wonder. Maybe because I'm a horrible person? Well, I know that. I slot my bread crusts, into the toaster and sigh. I feel worked up. I've been worked up ever since I woke up. I was worked up when I was brushing my teeth. I was worked up when I was combing my hair. I was worked up when I was putting on my skirt and sliding up my socks and buttoning up my shirt. Now I'm worked up as I wait for my incredibly appetizing breakfast to finish toasting. I fish a knife from the cutlery drawer and peer inside the inner workings of the toaster. I peer a little too closely, actually, and my hair nearly gets caught inside it. I draw back, startled. Jas snorts. Well done, genius. Shut up. I stick my tongue out at her. She sticks her tongue out too. I glance back at the toaster, but I don't lean in quite so closely this time. I tap my feet against the floor and sigh. Why is this taking so long? You going anywhere in a hurry? I have to go to school. I don't know why you're so eager. I always hated school. Yeah, but I have exams coming up. Okay, so it looks like Jas is older and probably graduated. I'm guessing they're sisters. That's what was implied anyway. I pick up the knife and begin to prod at the tops of my slowly toasting crusts. You shouldn't do that. You'll electrocute yourself. Like you care. I do care, actually, and you'll definitely care when 1 million watts of electricity are coursing through your thick skull. I'll survive. That's what you think. Why do kids think they know everything? I'm not a kid. Please. Jas tuts and rolls her eyes. She does this a lot. It's very effective. Jas always wears a lot of makeup, and she's good at applying it. Her eyes are particularly expressive. Jas is pretty already. She doesn't really need makeup, but the makeup makes her even prettier. According to Jas, putting on her makeup is the sole thing that gets her out of bed in the mornings. I guess there's not much else for her to do. She doesn't have a job. She just sits around the house all day. Sounds like me! I wish I was kidding. Sometimes I wish I could do that. I thought you were meant to be the smart one in the family, Lynn. I'm not smart, I suck. Literally? Piss off. Jas is the one who sucks, and that is literal. The bulge of her belly is proof enough. Oh, not that you get pregnant like that. I know that much. I might be in secondary school, but I'm not thick. Not that thick anyway. The toaster pings. My bread crusts pop up like I should be happy to see them. I'm not. Piss off. I poke the crusts with the tip of my knife again. They don't reply. Jas does. Why are you talking to your breakfast, you crazy girl? I thought you said you didn't want to be late to school. I don't. Then why don't you get a move on? You'll miss your train. I know. I grab a plate and slide my crusts onto it. I smear butter on the crusts an inch thick, like this will somehow make them taste better, and a scoop of lemon curd for good measure. The lemon curd mixes with the gooey, bright yellow butter. The end result looks kind of gross, but it tastes fine. Ew, my throat just did a weird thing. It was like... I take my plate to the kitchen table. I stumble on my way there, twisting my ankle on thin air. I curse beneath my breath. Beneath? Ah, shoot. I don't curse. That's why I'm not saying this. Hey, Lynn, are you sure you're okay? You seem a little out of it. A little, I guess... Bad dream? Yeah. Bad doesn't quite cover it. Terrible, more like. My feet still hurt. I checked them when I woke up this morning, trembling, to see whether they were still in one piece or not. I was afraid they'd be bloodied stumps, the little bones all broken from being forced into shoes too small for me. They looked fine, but that was 10 minutes ago. What about now? My toes curl against the insides of my shoes. Jas stares at me. Does she think I've gone totally mental? Maybe I have. You were tossing and turning like the girl from The Exorcist this morning, Lynn. You woke me up. So that explains why Jas is up so early. She doesn't usually surface until gone noon. She doesn't have to. Not since she dropped out of 6th form college. 6th form, I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's college. So she's a dropout and she's pregnant. Sounds very good. All she does is practice her makeup in front of her vanity mirror. Our vanity mirror, actually, since we share the same bedroom. Eat cereal and watch the Jeremy Kyle show. I stare at my crusts. My crusts stare back, slathered in butter and lemon curd. Lemon curd? My stomach churns. I'm sorry, Jas. It's alright. I already had my revenge. The bread? Jas coils a strand of hair about her finger. She looks smug. So what are you going to be doing today? More studying? Oh, don't mention the S word. Now, you've got your GSS... what? Your GCSEs coming up in, what, 3 weeks? You better get cracking. I bite into my bread crust smeared with butter and lemon curd. She likes repeating the butter and lemon curd. I think I got it at this point, okay? The butter is sweet, oily, and fatty, while the lemon curd is sharp and sweet. It's thick, sticky. Ooh. It feels like it's clogging up my throat. Maybe I put a little too much on. You know, Mom and Dad expect a lot from you. Don't let them down. Rude! You've already let them down, you jerk. I feel sick. I definitely used too much lemon curd. Jas, please. What? It's the truth. After I turned out to be such a monumental mess up, the least you could do is not fail all your GCSEs. For some reason, that is a hard thing for me to say. GCSEs. You're supposed to be the smart one, remember? That's what they say, but... My voice chills off. My cheeks are smeared with toast crumbs and bits of lemon curd. They feel oily. I swallow. I don't want to talk about it. Well, you'll probably... Dang it, I keep doing her voice lower. I'm trying to do her voice a little higher, just slightly. I don't know if you can tell. Well, you'll probably be fine. You'd have to try to do worse in your GCSEs than I did. Yeah, but it's different now. You could retake your exams. I can't. Sucks to be you. Jas sounds so cheerful, it kind of makes me want to punch her. But I know I can't. Not anymore. We used to fight a lot when we were younger with hair pulling and scratching, but now Jas is pregnant. I'd feel a little guilty about slapping her. You can't hit pregnant women. Ah, but just you wait. Once that baby's born, you can slap her all you want. Not the baby, Jas. I just want to make sure you don't misunderstand me. Even if that pregnant woman is your sister, who isn't really a woman. I don't think she is anyway. She's only 19. Ooh. That's rough. She's still a teenager, technically. I yawn dramatically. No, not part of script. I click my lemon curdy tongue against the roof of my mouth. I should probably get going. You probably should. Don't drop out of school before your exams start. Otherwise, what would be the point? Sometimes I think Jazz derives happiness from my suffering. She really is a rotten big sister. She's always been like that. She used to bully me relentlessly when we were little. She was always kicking me beneath the dinner table, hitting me with a TV remote, and whispering creepy stories into my ear at night when I was trying to sleep. She told me Santa wasn't real when I was 4. I cried. I cried a lot. And then she went and got herself knocked up, and now she's so heavily pregnant I can't argue back when she starts being a jerk because I'd feel guilty. Maybe she's smarter than her GCSE results give her credit for. I dropped my plate in the sink. It's coated with crumbs and a smear of buttery lemon. What are you gonna do all day, Jess? Watch the Jeremy Kyle show, probably. Don't you ever get sick of that? Nope. I don't like that show. I think it's mean. It's the sort of show that makes fun of people like Jess. The audience watches these poor, sad, broken people pour out their guts and argue with each other and break down in tears, and then they laugh and cheer and applaud like it's something funny. It isn't funny. It's real people's lives, and I hate it. But Jess doesn't seem to care. I know it's mean, but I'm not on that show. Why does it matter? I run my dirty plate beneath the lukewarm water and frown. It just isn't very nice. Says you? Didn't you give that girl in your class a black eye a few months ago? She deserved it. She called you a slut. She might have been right. Jess prods at her belly and strains beneath her shirt like a large, obscene balloon. Maybe I am a slut. This is why I can't argue with Jess anymore. Not even when she steals my apricot yogurts. Gosh dang, those apricot yogurts. She doesn't fight back like she used to. Ooh, we're going to school. We're going to school. The wind tugs at the hem of my school skirt. I hold it down with one hand and use the other to support the straps of my beat-up old messenger bag. My bag's falling apart and it doesn't close properly now, but I can't afford a new one. I'll have to bear with it, just like I have to bear with Jazz's hand-me-down uniforms and these old scuffed trainers. At least they're not the shoes I wore to Aunt Shirley's first wedding. I click my tongue against the roof of my mouth. Why am I still thinking about that dream? It must have left an impression on me. That's rare. I have bad dreams on an almost daily basis, but the details start slipping away the moment I open my eyes. It's definitely unusual for me to still remember. Not just the gist, but the specific ins and outs of my dreams, while I wait on platform number 2 at Strawberry Hill Station for my train. Oh. There are a few other people waiting, glancing alternately between their watches and the electronic signboard. Rush hour in London is never pleasant. The trains are always packed. She's in London. I hate going to school, especially with a bulky messenger bag to manipulate. Once, I hit a small child in the face with my bag when I was scrambling onto the train. He cried, and his mother stared, scolding me very, very loudly. Oh. He cried, and his mother started scolding me very, very loudly in front of all those smart businessmen. What do you think you're doing, you clumsy girl? His nose is bleeding. You could have caused some serious damage. What do you have to say? By the end of this woman's tirade, I was almost crying too. I couldn't cry, of course, because I wasn't a little kid. And people don't think it's cute when teenagers cry. They think it's pathetic. Well, I cry all the time. I was 13 back then. I'm even older now. I don't feel any wiser, though. My GCSEs are coming up soon. Then I'll be finished with school for good. I won't need to ride on the cramped train at 6:30 in the morning ever again, unless I decide to go to college like Jas did. I don't think I'd go to the same college as Jas, though, because she was studying health and beauty. That's a vocational subject. I think Jas is pretty good at health and beauty. Well, especially the beauty part. She knows all about getting your nails trimmed and how to curl people's hair. But Dad wasn't very happy about it. He kept banging on, saying she was wasting her life. Wasting her education. We've given you so many opportunities, and you just fling them back in our faces. Why can't you be more like your sister? I don't know why anybody would want to be like me. I don't want to be like me. But at the same time, I glanced to the right. I half expect to see a glint of metal taps in my peripheral vision, complete with basins. But I don't. Instead, I see a girl around my age, but not quite my age. I know her. We're in the same form group. We've been in the same form group ever since I started at Gray's Court School. She's a girl who looks a lot like me, with straight black hair and brown eyes, but there's more to it than that. It's the arrangement of the features on her face, and the shape of them, too. Her eyes, her nose, her ears, her lips. She looks so much like me, it's a little creepy. She looks so much like me that Mrs. Madley, our form teacher, did a double take when she saw us in our oversized Gray's Court uniforms on our first day in year 7. She asked us, in this very exaggerated tone, if we were twins. Like being a twin is something special. We're not, of course. We're not related at all. Well, we're probably related in some way if you go back far enough. But the blood ties between us are so weak, they'd be about 99.99999% water. It doesn't help that she has the same name as me. Okay, now that's creepy. But also, who would name their twin daughters the same thing? I would hope no one. Oh, okay. A similar name, at least. My name is Lynn. Lynn. She's called Lynn. Lynne. She's me. But a me who reached into the Scrabble box and pulled out an extra vowel. Her name would be worth more than mine if you try to play it on the board. Like she's so much better than I am. And in a way, I guess she is. Whoops, sorry, I was playing with a pen and I dropped it. Her school bag is nice and shiny. So are her shoes. Her uniforms are always ironed, and her tights never have any holes. She's like me, but better. Ah, so she's a rich gal. Lynn with an E. She'll probably do better in her GCSEs than I will, too. Oh, what I said. That's a given. Lynn is really smart. I look at her. I look at her for a little too long, as I often do, and she lifts her head. Her eyes meet mine. Her gaze hurts. I feel like a needle's digging into the back of my skull. A short, sharp pain splits through the side of my head. I wince. I know this is going to sound petty, but I really, really hate that girl. Oh, who this? It's Susie. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. We'll take a break in a few minutes. And then we'll go into part 2. So here we got Susie. She's got some freckles and weird hair. Anyways. Hey Lynn, guess what Aki bought me? I don't know. What did Aki buy you? Well, Susie smiles smugly, her head resting on her hand, her elbow resting on the desk. Her legs are crossed, but she keeps uncrossing and recrossing them and adjusting the hem of her skirt. Susie's kind of like that. She's one of those girls who's lucky enough to be considered kind of pretty, despite all her freckles, and she likes flaunting it. Her face is nice, I guess, but I think her thighs are the prettiest part of her body. That's a really random body part to target. Her thighs are slender, milky, and white, and she wears her school skirts a little too short so she can show them off, even in the winter. I'm kind of jealous. Susie's cute enough as it is. Even her name is cute. Though her full name Susanna is a little stuffy. She doesn't need to make herself cuter. Someone's jealous. Being her friend is kind of bad for my self-esteem. She's had way more boyfriends than I have. It's not fair. Not that it's hard to have more boyfriends than me. I haven't had any. It's not much of a competition, is it? Like I could ever compete with Susie. He bought me a maid uniform. A real maid uniform. Really? That's cool, I guess. I try to sound enthusiastic. It's hard work. I've had to listen to Susie talking at me more like, about her dreamy Japanese boyfriend for the last month and a half. Aki. She met him online when she was doing a live stream. He contacted her and said he could compose music, and he knew a little bit about idol culture, and if she was really serious about being a performer, then he could be her manager. Now he's dating her. Well, dating in the loosest way possible. Well, dating in the loosest possible way, since he lives in Japan and we live in Richmond. It is cool, right? I'm gonna wear it on one of my live streams. Neat. Yeah, I picked the outfit out myself. It's kind of expensive, but I mean, Aki has money, so... Susie smiles and shrugs her shoulders coyly. Having a rich boyfriend must be nice. Must be nice having any boyfriend, full stop. Though I guess Aki's more of a man than a boy, and he lives so far away, he and Susie have no hopes of ever kissing and cuddling. Well, all the boys in our year group are stupid. The boys in our form are especially brain dead. Bradley Hurd tried to give himself a tattoo with his protractor and a blue biro pen in math. He managed to give himself a makeshift tattoo, a lopsided, wonky one, but he also gave himself blood poisoning. Craig Bentley's always making lecherous comments and trying to peer up girls' skirts when they walk up the stairs. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. In fact, I hate them. Girls my age are meant to be interested in relationships, I think. That's what all the teen books and movies say. I'm not, though. Maybe there's something wrong with me. That's what Jazz says. She had a lot of boyfriends when she was my age, too. But I don't think she ever really liked them. Sometimes I've tried to imagine it. But letting a boy like Bradley or Craig touch me with their dirty, smudgy fingers makes me feel sick. If I had a boyfriend, I think I'd rather have a boyfriend like Aki, who lives so far away I'd never have to worry about him peering at my skirt or trying to grope me. Not like anybody would want to. Aki's so generous. Susie's still stuck in La La Land. She's mooning over her boyfriend like he's the second coming of Christ. Well, that's... oh, jeez. It's a little extreme now. I can ask him to buy me anything, you know. Literally anything. He just jumps at the chance like it's some huge honor. Asian guys are always so eager to please. I think it sounds weird. Oh, Lynn. Susie tuts. She looks sympathetic. You'll understand when you start dating. Stupid boys like Bradley and Craig are rude and mean and make gross comments. But real men know how to treat their girlfriends right. Why is that? 'Cause they know they're lucky to have us. I mean, look at it this way. I'm a cute young girl. I'm in the prime of my youth. He, meanwhile, is in his 30s. Well, he says he's in his 20s, but I don't believe it. I've seen the photos. He's old, and he's not really super attractive. I think he's cute, but there are way better guys out there. Why should I be interested in him? Because you like each other? I guess, but that's not it. It isn't? Of course not. Don't be daft. It's about give and take. He wants a cute young girlfriend, and I want somebody who'll spoil me and buy me nice things. Everybody wins. But what do your parents think about Aki? What they don't know doesn't have to hurt them. Aren't they suspicious about all the packages he keeps sending you? You worry too much, Lynn. I'm feeling stressed out. Susie looks at me pityingly. She always looks at me like that, like I'm slow in the head. So what if she's had a couple of boyfriends? That doesn't make her more mature than I am. But, judging by the way she talks, you'd think she was far older. You should live a little. That's why you've never had a boyfriend yourself. I don't think I want one. You will. Give it time. Like it's a foregone conclusion. Susie starts peering at her fingernails. She turns them this way and that, examining them beneath the lights of the classroom. Her fingernails are perfect, just like the rest of her. They're manicured, painted with nude gloss. She never ever bites them. Who has the time to worry about their appearance that much? Susie, I guess. Susie's been doing live streams from her bedroom for a couple of years now in her attempts to become a Japanese idol. An English angel with white skin and blue eyes. It seems to be working. Whoops. It seems to be working out for her. I think she's actually pretty popular. Not that I watch her streams. It'd be kind of voyeuristic, I think. And anyway, who wants to watch their best friend since kindergarten wearing cat ears or a kimono? I guess she has a new costume in her repertoire now, courtesy of her boyfriend / manager. Good for Susie. At least she's happy. She looks happy anyway. And isn't that basically the same thing? Ooh. Watch this. Let's save again. Nothing's happened. I haven't had to make any decisions yet. So I am going to take a little break and we will be back for part 2. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys.